Daniel here for Tabletop for One, and my first impressions after 4 plays of Aquatica. And I thank you for joining me tonight. Now, Aquatica is designed by Ivan Tuzovsky. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And it's published by Arcane Wonders. And this is a game that's a hand management game, kind of an engine building combo game, where you are trying to conquest and own all the land in the sea. Now, the solo mode is a beat your own score solo mode that has an AI that competes with you for various objectives. And so first let's talk about the production quality. The production quality of this game is done very well. All right, there's actually dual layer player boards, or kind of. It actually has card slots that you slide in the cards. You slide them in and they move up and down as you go. And so it tracks various things on the land cards. And then you have these manta rays. These manta ray tokens, I don't know if they're plastic or ceramic or something. They almost feel like metal even, but probably not metal, but they're really well done. Except for the fact that the purple ones, the generic ones that you can earn, the purple printing on them against the dark gray background is actually kind of hard to see and kind of hard to read. So you really have to look closely to them, and it's easy to miss the ones that you're looking for since there are different ones that you might be looking for as you earn them. So it's unfortunate that they didn't choose a different color, you know, maybe like a bright pink or a white or something like that that contrasted against the dark gray. But other than that, this is one of those beautiful looking games where all the cards have some great art and they have great graphic design. Everything else is easy to see and easy to read and understand. The card font and color choices there contrast very well, and it's easy to read. So a lot of good things there. And so let's talk about the gameplay. Now in the gameplay of Aquatica, you're going to be playing a card from your hand and doing the action on the card. When you play a card, it ends up going into the discard pile and you won't retrieve it back unless a game ability says otherwise. And so there are various abilities on the cards. Some of them have you conquesting the lands. And so when you conquest a land, you're going to compare your conquest value to the conquest value on the land. And you can increase that by either using one of your other lands that has a conquest ability or using your mantas. And when you use a manta, you'll flip it over and gain that bonus. And so when you conquest a land, you add it to your player board, slotting it in one of the 5 slots that you have. The next thing you can do is you can purchase a land. So instead of conquesting a land, you can spend money and purchase a land, and usually those costs are less than the conquest. And again, you can use abilities on your mantas or on your other lands to help augment that. You can also recruit characters, and so there are characters in a market, and you can recruit them, and they cost, various amounts depending on where they are in the market. And each of those cards end up in your hand, and then you're able to use the abilities on those cards when you play those cards. And there are other abilities like scoring your lands. You're able to score your lands when your lands have moved all the way up in their slot to the point of being able to move no further. And so when you score them, you add them to your score pile, and they'll be worth victory points at the end of the game. And they may contribute to goals. I'll talk about goals in just a moment. There's other cards that allow you to move up the cards in their slots. And so it'll allow you to, move them up 1, 2, maybe 3 times in the slot. Now, when you move them up that way, you don't gain the bonuses that are associated with them, but there are other ways to move up the cards in the slot by spending the bonus that is associated. So if there's a conquest bonus on a card, you'll use that conquest bonus during the conquest action and then slide it up to the next slot in the card. And so as you go, you're going to be able to activate those bonuses on your land cards and sometimes combo off of each other. So sometimes a card will give you a bonus during the conquest, you'll move that up, then another card will let you move up another card, and then one of those cards will let you gain one of your character cards back, and then maybe one of your land cards will let you score a card and put that card in your score pile. Now, as you're doing all these things, you're trying to go for various goals. So the goals on the board have everything to do with like having 5 land cards on your player mat, scoring 3 cards, having 8 cards in your hand at once, or earning 2 of the generic manta rays. And so as you complete those goals, you're able to take one of your player manta rays and place it on the goal slot, and those will earn you victory points at the end of the game. And so that's a vast majority of the gameplay. Now, as far as ease of solo play, this game is really easy to learn. There's not a lot of rules to learn. There's a lot of deep combos and stuff like that to learn as you go. And the AI is easy to run because basically the AI is going to score one of the different goals depending on if you do specific actions. See, there's an action called Scout, which I didn't talk about. And what Scout does is it clears out the lands and moves them along on the track, and you're able to draw more lands, so it gives you more options. So anytime you use the Scout action, you're actually going to have to place an AI token out onto the board, blocking one of those goals, causing you to score less. The other action that triggers the AI is the Queen card. See, the Queen card, when you play it, allows you to take all your character cards back into your hand and lets you unflip all of your manta rays. And so when you play that card and do its action, then you're going to place one of those AI manta rays out on board, again blocking one of those goals. Now the game ends when one of the two players, either you or the AI, places all 4 of the character manta rays out on the board. And so it serves as a timer for the game, limiting how many actions you're going to actually get in the game. And so with that, I'm going to jump into replayability and talk about the meat of this game and what makes it really fun and replayable. And that is the combo and efficiency in this game. See, as you're playing this game and seeing the different lands that come out and trying to figure out which lands to take into your kingdom and how to combo off them efficiently, you're going to be rewarded with your efficiency by getting more actions in the game and doing more and scoring more points. And I really like that. I like efficiency games, and so this one really shines in that regard. Now, it is really kind of easy to reach those goals if you use the standard goals. So I highly advise that you use the advanced goals. The advanced goals are more challenging, so it's going to be harder to achieve those goals unless you work efficiently. And I find that's very rewarding. So I highly recommend using the advanced variant, using those different goals, and having a more challenging experience. Now, of course, this is a beat your own score solo mode, so those of you that don't enjoy that kind of solo mode probably won't enjoy this game. But for those of you that don't mind that and like efficient and combo-tastic nature of board games, then you're gonna love this game. I really think you will. Especially with the art direction and how vibrant it looks on the table. It's just a fun gameplay experience. And so with that, we go into my recommendation. I highly recommend this game if you like beat your own score solo modes, if you like engine combo-tastic games, if you like hand management games, and if you like games that reward you for being efficient, you're gonna like this game. I really think you will. And so there you have it. That was my first impressions after 4 plays of Aquatica. And again, do bear in mind that this is a review copy provided by Arcane Wonders and the inherent bias that goes with that. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of this game, what you thought of my review. Please also like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here. And I thank my Patreons for supporting this channel. And I thank you for joining me on Tabletop for One. Have a great night.